Welcome back to Desmi Recap. Today, let's recap the 2019 movie 21 Bridges. The story revolves around a law enforcement officer who shuts down the bridges in Manhattan to capture criminals. We're introduced to 13-year-old Andre at the start of the film, mourning his father's death. His father was a police officer killed in a shootout with criminals. This tragic event ignites a deep-seated anger in Andre towards criminals, and he vows to follow in his father's footsteps. 19 years later, Andre is a dedicated NYPD homicide detective. Some label him as trigger-happy due to his tendency to eliminate more criminals than he arrests, raising suspicions that he needs to justify to internal affairs as acts of self-defense. Despite his tough exterior as a cop, Andre is also portrayed as a loving son who prioritizes caring for his elderly mother. Meanwhile, in Brooklyn at midnight, two men named Michael and Ray are parked outside a liquor store, meticulously planning a heist. They expertly access the backdoor locker of the store. When they confront store manager Tom Cheever at gunpoint, demanding to know the whereabouts of 30 kilos of cocaine, they're taken aback when Tom reveals there's over 300 kilos. Michael hesitates, suggesting they should retreat as they've stumbled upon a major criminal syndicate. However, Ray, enticed by the massive fortune, insists on proceeding. Ray enters the vault and takes 50 kilos. As they're making their exit, they hear the arrival of two police cars. The four cops break on the store door, prompting Michael and Ray to engage in gunfire. Tom Cheever rushes in but is swiftly shot by Michael. Despite the arrival of two additional cops from the back, one is shot by Ray. While one cop calls for backup, he too is shot by Michael as he peers out. Hastily, they stash the drugs in the back of their car and flee. Intercepted by responding police units, Ray ruthlessly dispatches them inside the vehicle. Two more cops arrive, but Ray outmaneuvers one yet again. A cop retaliates, shooting Michael, but unaware of Ray's position, is swiftly neutralized, allowing them to make a quick escape from the scene. After a brief moment, Andre arrived and was greeted by Deputy Chief Spencer from the 85th Precinct, who recommended Andre to lead the case. The sight of dead police officers strewn about the area met Andre's eyes. Inside the store, Andre encountered another officer, Captain McKenna, along with Lieutenant Kelly, Sergeant Butchko, and Sergeant Duggan, all mourning the loss of their comrades. Captain McKenna urged Andre to seek retribution for the fallen officers by neutralizing the thieves, as Andre typically handles suspects, but Andre clarified he would only resort to such measures if met with resistance. Despite Andre's initial hesitance, narcotics detective Burns joined him in the investigation due to the involvement of drugs in the crime. Andre inferred that only two thieves were involved based on the distinct types of bullets found at the scene, indicating that one of the thieves was proficient in lethal force. Meanwhile, the two thieves made their way to a secluded spot in Chinatown, Manhattan. Michael seethed with anger over Ray's actions in killing the police officers. Their immediate concern was acquiring a substantial sum of money to flee Manhattan. They pinned the blame for their predicament on their informant, Bush, accusing him of providing false information that led them into the territory of a major syndicate. However, Bush denied involvement, claiming the information came from their buyer. Michael proposed confronting the buyer directly and selling the 50 kilos they had acquired. Before departing, they set their car ablaze. At 1 in the morning, LMSI's surveillance division tracked Michael and Ray's vehicle. The information swiftly reached Andre, but the FBI intervened, aiming to take control of the case under the mayor of Manhattan's orders. Andre pleaded for the chance to pursue the suspects first, citing their lead and the likelihood that the suspects would only sell such a large quantity of drugs within Manhattan. Spencer also warned of the public backlash if the suspects escaped, with the blame falling on the mayor for the deaths of the 7 police officers and the unresolved case. The FBI reluctantly agreed, granting Andre until 5 in the morning to capture the suspects. Aware that the suspects couldn't have gotten far, Andre ordered the closure of Manhattan's 21 bridges and established checkpoints at all train stations and tunnels to prevent their escape. Meanwhile, Michael and Ray confronted Hawk, the leader of the drug dealers. Michael demanded $1 million in exchange for the 50 kilos of drugs, citing the substantial profits they would make once they sold it outside. Reluctantly, Hawk agreed. By 2 in the morning, Andre's team had traced Bush's address using the car's plate number, only to find Bush's ex-girlfriend there. She confessed to loaning him the car due to his reputation as a scammer, making him unable to secure a loan elsewhere. She also directed them to the bar frequented by Bush, where his new girlfriend worked. Surveillance confirmed Bush's presence at the bar. The woman also recognized Michael and Ray in the car. They were her childhood friends who had become soldiers but were discharged from service due to a legal case they were involved in. At 3 in the morning, Hawk pointed out someone who could help Michael and Ray escape. Adi, the syndicate's money launderer, in exchange for 30%. Adi's job was to conceal the syndicate's millions and transfer the money to banks anywhere, making it untraceable as illegal funds. They saw their identities splashed across the news, which made Michael even more nervous, knowing both the syndicate and the police were on their trail. At that moment, Andre ordered all units to surround the bar where Bush was until they arrived. However, Sergeant Butchko entered the bar and, without warning, shot Bush. Moments later, Andre arrived at the bar and was shocked to find Bush dead. Unable to contain his anger, Andre confronted Butchko, noticing that Butchko's backup gun was missing from its holster and that he claimed Bush had resisted. Andre then noticed Burns leaving the bar because he received a call on his cell phone. When Andre asked if LMSI had called, Burns replied that it was his child's caregiver who had called. After Adi provided them with fake IDs, he arranged their hiding place. Adi mentioned that once they reached Miami, he had someone waiting for them who would provide passports and hand over the money at their destination. Suddenly, they heard someone breaking down the door. Adi approached, only to find Lieutenant Kelly's group arriving, and he immediately opened fire. Adi was hit in the eye and fell to the ground. Ray retaliated with gunfire, hitting Kelly in the hand. Quickly, Ray grabbed Adi while Michael continued exchanging gunfire. When Captain McKenna arrived at the bar, Andre questioned why Captain McKenna's officers were involved in the case. Captain McKenna explained that they simply wanted to help since their colleagues were among the dead. Andre was surprised to hear Lieutenant Kelly requesting backup on the radio. He left immediately, puzzled as to how Kelly had tracked down Michael. Back at Adi's condo, before taking his last breath, Adi gave Michael 2 USBs and a password. The two quickly fled with the money. While escaping, they were spotted by Andre, who immediately opened fire. Ray returned fire, but Andre managed to hit him. At a meat processing factory, Ray decided they should temporarily part ways and meet in Miami. Despite Michael's reluctance to leave Ray behind due to his injury, he still followed Ray's plan. Shortly after, Andre entered. As Andrea was ascending, Ray was startled by the emergence of an employee and accidentally shot them. This incident led to Andre shooting Ray, resulting in his death. Michael had the chance to take Burns hostage. When he faced Andre, Andre told him that Ray was already dead and that he should just surrender to pay for their ruthless killing of the 7 police officers. Michael argued that Andre was unaware of the whole truth. They were compelled to fight back and eliminate the officers because they knew the police wouldn't spare them if caught. They had discovered the syndicate's drug stash and realized that some police officers were complicit in the operation. Hence, when the police arrived at Adi's condo, it wasn't to apprehend them but to silence them and Adi. Andre was taken aback by what he heard. Burns screamed for Andre to shoot Michael. This startled Michael, prompting him to swiftly flee before they could apprehend him. Andre promptly ordered to block all possible exits for Michael. Michael went to a hotel where he followed a man and also made him a hostage. He used the laptop in the room and plugged in the USB provided by Adi. Here, he discovered the batch numbers of the police officers at the 85th precinct who were being sent money by Adi from drug proceeds. He quickly changed clothes and hurriedly left the room, but he noticed that the police had arrived, so he immediately changed his route. As he exited the building, he saw police officers waiting for him. He ran as the police chased and fired at him. Suddenly, he was hit by a bus. A police car was about to run over Michael, but Andre swiftly saved him. Michael got up again, leaving the money behind. Burns relentlessly pursued Michael, relentlessly trying to run him down, and wherever Michael went, the police continued to shoot at him until he reached a train station and boarded a train. There, Andre cornered him and pleaded with him to surrender for his safety. Michael was convinced, knowing Andre was different from the other officers because he tried to talk before shooting. But as Michael handed his gun to Andre, someone else shot him. Andre was shocked to see Burns shooting and asked him why he shot Michael. Burns explained that he thought Michael was about to shoot him, so he fired first. Andre approached Michael with remorse. Before Michael died, he handed over some USBs and gave the password to Andre. At 6 in the morning, the police congratulated Andre and Burns for successfully solving the case. But for Andre, the case wasn't over yet. He borrowed Burns' cell phone, and his suspicions were confirmed. Burns had concealed from him that LMSI had called about Michael's location at Adi's condo. Instead, Burns had given the information to Lieutenant Kelly to rush to Adi's condo and immediately kill Michael. Before 8 in the morning, Captain McKenna returned home and was surprised to find Andre pointing a gun at him. Andre revealed that, because of the USB he held, He now knew that Tom Cheever and Captain McKenna were partners in illegal drug activities, and many officers in the 85th Precinct were receiving protection money from Cheever. Captain McKenna's mistake was also involving Audie, who was transferring money to their banks. They wanted Audie dead. So, before Audie died, he sought revenge and revealed the corrupt police officers. Captain McKenna explained that they did it to provide a better life for their families. Police officers had low salaries. They risked their lives to serve the people, yet the public still hated them. Many officers were getting divorced, homeless, and couldn't afford to pay their debts. But Andre shared that his father died with his coffin closed because his face was riddled with bullets by a drug-addicted person. The root cause was police officers like Captain McKenna destroying the lives of the youth. Suddenly, Andre felt someone behind him. It was Lieutenant Kelly, who immediately fired at him. He retaliated by shooting Lieutenant Kelly, hitting him instantly. Sergeants Butchko and Duggan also entered the scene, but Andre swiftly took them down. Captain McKenna joined the fray as well, opting to fight rather than surrender despite being injured. From behind, Burns arrived, poised to shoot Andre, but Andre informed him that the authorities already possessed a copy of the USB, ensuring the imprisonment of all corrupt officers in the 85th Precinct. He warned Burns that if he pulled the trigger, he would spend the rest of his life behind bars, separated from his child forever. Burns lowered his gun and surrendered. Realizing Andre was right, Burns understood he still had a chance to change and be reunited with his child. As Andre headed home, he reflected that he would never compromise his dignity for anything. He vowed to continue his sworn duty, knowing that every criminal he caught meant peace for the people. Eliminating someone like Captain McKenna was akin to saving the entire country. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to my channel to help it grow. Thank you.